Oke, kita ready for live. Oke, kita sedang menunggu connection. Welcome bagi yang sudah join. Malam ini kita ngobrol-ngobrol bersama seorang sahabat saya, master trainer dari Irlandia, Owen Fitzpatrick. Kita menunggu Owen akan bergabung sejenak sebentar lagi. Oke, kita akan make connection langsung ke Owen. Kita lihat dulu. Owen akan bicara, by the way, dalam bahasa Inggris. Jadi, please stay tune-nya dalam bahasa Inggris. Oke, kita akan lihat sama-sama. Hi, Owen. Hi.
Hey, how are you doing? How are you keeping, mate? You good?
Great. Very nice to see you again. How is New York?
You too. New York is fine. It's getting there. It's getting better slowly but surely. It's been a crazy few months, but we're getting back. How are you keeping? How's Jakarta?
Well, slowly we opening up. Slowly.
Yeah, bit by bit. We gotta do it as long as it opens in the end. That's what matters, you know.
That's true. Just keep working, keep the faith.
That's it.
So,
If we work enough, then we won't have to worry about the world, you know.
absolutely. I agree. I totally agree. Basically, right now, things are. How have you been doing? You're doing some seminars or programs, uh, online or offline?
Yeah, so there's nothing happening offline at the moment.
Right.
You know, just the circumstances. There won't be for probably a few months. But I've
Okay.
decided to do a couple of master classes. I'm doing one on Thursday evening, New York time, which
Okay.
is sometime in the middle of the night on Friday. And it's a
Brilliant.
master class called The Psychology of Changing Your Life. So in it,
Okay.
I'm talking about why people don't change. So what stops them from
Okay.
changing, which is, I think, a really a question a lot of people ask is how come you know what to do? You even
Yeah.
know how to do it, but you still don't do it. So I'm going to go into the psychology of why that works and then offer 7
Wow.
strategies to help people to make those changes. A lot of the strategies most of the people won't have heard of as well. So I'm
Oh,
excited about that. And then I'm also teaching one on the 8 keys to building an expert business. So for anyone who's a
wow.
trainer or speaker or consultant or instructor or coach or therapist, this is just teaching people behind the scenes how the expert business works, how speaking and coaching work and stuff like that. So that's on
Brilliant.
Monday night, which is Tuesday, morning, Indonesian time. But both of them
Right.
I'm very much looking forward to because it's the first
Is
time
it
I get a
live?
chance. It's
Is it
live,
live?
yeah. So I'm
Wow.
recording both live, and I think we've got a couple of hundred people already attending. So I'm excited about delivering both. It's the first time I'm doing something like this. So yeah,
Wow.
so it's going to
Okay.
be fun.
Let me just speak in Indonesian for a while for the participants here. Nah, yang belum follow Owen, saya sarankan follow Owen. Dia silakan dia follow ke Instagramnya dia juga. Dia punya podcast yang juga amazing bagi yang baru tune in. Nah, dia punya program untuk perubahan yang luar biasa. Seorang sahabat saya juga banyak belajar dari dia. Dan ada satu webinarnya yang akan on live juga, bagus banget, Psychology of Change. Nah, malam ini kita akan ngobrol-ngobrol sedikit, kita akan curi-curi sedikit poin-poinnya, oke? Okay? Owen, Psychology of Change. Can you just give us some pointers? Like, people don't change. Why do you think people don't change?
Well, I think a large part of it is that we think the change is something that we learn to do. So we learn a technique to change and then we just use the technique. And
Ah,
so most of us have a belief that says, oh, if I just do this, then it will work out fine. So all I
ah,
have to do is make this change. So it comes to New Year's Eve,
right.
or it's your birthday or the start of the week or some moment where you say, okay, this is the day. Today I'm changing. And then you have all the techniques and you read all the books and you study all the courses and you
Yeah.
watch all the videos on YouTube and you learn all the secrets and you say, okay, today is the day that changes. But change doesn't work like that. It's not just a case of making a decision and then it happening. You have to create
Uh-huh.
the right conditions for change. And
Right.
so the psychology of change is looking at the fact that when we look at the reasons why we don't change, a lot of them are to do with our own self sabotage because our
Ah,
brains are used to comfort. Our brains are designed to try to maintain stability. And so
Right.
when our brains work for prediction, our brains look to predict what's happening next. They
Ah,
look to see what events might occur. They look to see what they might need to do. And our
mm,
brains also like to conserve calories. They like to make
true.
things as easy as possible. So
True.
they reduce all the necessary work that they have to do and they try to create habits. And those
Right. True.
habits are the opposite to change in many ways. Now, at the
Ah,
same time, our brains also have what we call neuroplasticity, which
mm,
basically means that we're able to change our brains. We can change the neural connections between neurons in our brain, and that
absolutely.
allows us to be able to transform, which is why NLP works so well, why hypnosis works so well. But the challenge is that there's this paradox. On the one hand, we can change, and we
Yep.
can change the neuroplasticity. On the other hand, our brains are like, well, I'm not sure I want to change, because even if
Yeah,
we're
that's true.
motivated, our brains will often go, no, 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 you do it this way. This is the way you do it. And we're like, no, you need to do it this way now. So it's about learning the psychology of the many reasons as to why that happens. So
True.
in the masterclass, I'm going to be talking about a number of different reasons why we struggle to change. And then I'm going to be
Wow.
looking also at the things that we need to change in our life. So, for instance, we need to change everything from what we eat to what we watch to what we read, all
Mm,
of the different changes we need to make. And then lastly, I'll be explaining, well, what are the most important strategies that you need to use to
right.
create the right environment, the right conditions to change, so that your brain
Nice.
goes, it's a good decision to change as opposed to a bad one.
Nice, very very nice, very. Nah ini let me explain to the audience here. Nah ini bagus banget karena yang diucapkan Owen tadi great karena gini. Biasanya kalau kita sudah memutuskan untuk berubah, kita hari itu pegang buku, nonton video, dengar audio dan bilang kayaknya ini saatnya kita berubah. Padahal justru perubahan itu butuh tindakan yang berbeda gitu loh. Karena otak kita selalu kadang-kadang ingin yang nyaman-nyaman aja gitu. Oke, okay, so Owen, this master class is how people can register to that? Is it can you do they follow? Do you have a link in your
Yeah,
Instagram?
in my Instagram, if you go to my Instagram bio, I have a link
Right,
to the masterclass on the psychology of change, and you'll find out all the
right,
information there about it, and you can register. And even if you can't make it live because it is the middle of the night, so
right.
unless one of the changes you want to make in your life is waking up ridiculously early, you could always catch the replay. The replay will be up for about a week afterwards. But it's a very sort of special masterclass that I rarely do. I'll be speaking about the psychology of change for most of it, and then I'll tell people about a new membership program I'm launching in the
So it's
next couple of
masterclass.
weeks.
Is it free?
Completely free.
Wow. So there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Ayo, semua
yeah.
rame-rame daftar itu gratis. Ayo, free. Nah, so again, so create the environment. So whether they create something in the environment, they do something for themselves, something they need to do to change. Well, since we are lazy, since we are all lazy, can you just give some sort of pointers, psychology of change in your own experience, your own strategy, the easiest thing to do to start to change?
Well, the easiest thing to do to start to change is actually the easiest thing to do so that you can change. In other words, you break down, one of the things you can do is you could break down the big change you have and you make it as small as possible. So for instance, let's
Yeah,
imagine that you want to start exercising
right,
and you're so
right,
lazy, you're like, oh my God, I can't, the idea of exercising, you just do not want to exercise in any way, shape or form. But what you
true,
can do is you can give yourself the option by going, okay, for 5 minutes today, I'm going to exercise. And
okay,
maybe that 5 minutes, all that is a walk. But it means you're allocating time. You're allocating 5 minutes a day to walk, right?
right,
Now,
right,
it's easier to move 5 minutes to 10 minutes a day than it is to go from 0 to 5 minutes. So
right,
if you can schedule in some time in your day, even if it's 5 minutes, to deliberately do something like exercise, and you do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you maintain that schedule Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's going to be
right,
easier for you to go from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, easier to go from 10 minutes to 15 minutes, easier to go from 15 minutes to 20 minutes. It's also going to
brilliant,
be easier to go from walking to
right, right,
jogging very slowly. It's going to be easier for jogging
okay,
very slowly, jogging a little bit quicker. So you start small, because one of the things that the brain does is it says, oh, You know, you think about a new habit and you think, okay, so if I'm going to do this, I need to be like the fittest person on planet Earth. And you
Yes, that's
imagine
true.
how difficult it will be. You see yourself as like an Olympic athlete and you go, there's no way I'm going to do that. They'll be so hard. Whereas if you
Right.
just go, all I have to do is 5 minutes of walking, it's harder
Mm.
for your brain to go, no, because your brain goes, I can do 5 minutes of walking.
Yeah,
And then
that's
you do the
easy.
5 minutes. Exactly. It's easy. And then they go, well, I've done five. I can do 7 minutes of walking. Okay. I can do 10 minutes of walking. Okay. And that avoids one of the things we do with self sabotage. Because with self sabotage, what we tend to
Uh-huh.
do is we tend to look for all of the reasons as to why something is too hard to do. And we start
Ah,
to evaluate it and go, we see it either you become an Olympic athlete or you keep doing what you're doing. And that
uh,
dichotomy, that polarization, that large difference between where you are and where you want to
uh,
be, that scares us. And we're like, no, I can't do that. So instead we go, no, it's okay. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, you know? And if you make it a
yeah.
little bit smaller and you go, okay, I'm not going to be an Olympic athlete, but I might do 5 minutes. Then the next day I might do 7 minutes. Then the next day I might do 10 minutes. All of a sudden your
Wow.
brain is now going, all right, I'll let you do this.
Mm. Oke, let me explain to the audience here. Nah, again, lagi-lagi ini masterclass tadi penjelasan Owen tadi itu gratis ya. Kalau kalau pas bisa follow dia sekarang itu karena gratis. Dia ada webinar yang gratis untuk psychology of change. Nah, satu tips tadi telah dia bocorin itu adalah bagaimana memulai sesuatu dengan mudah. Justru pecahin bagian yang paling mudah kita kerjakan dulu aja. Biarkan otak jadi terbiasa yang simple, lalu pelan-pelan baru kita bergerak naik gitu loh. Nah, can you self-sabotage? Can you explain more about self-sabotage?
Sure.
Why do we do it? And usually what are those things that we do that mostly sabotaging ourselves?
Sure. So we have, let's say, a conscious mind and we've got an unconscious mind. And our conscious mind has things that we know that we want. So we say, oh, I want to be fit. Oh, I want to be healthy. Oh, I want to be happy. Oh, I want to do this. But we
Right.
also have our unconscious mind, which is other needs or other desires or other wants. And
Mm.
so our unconscious mind is trying to look after us. It's trying to protect us. So it
Right.
doesn't
Right.
want us to fail. It doesn't want us to succeed too much. It doesn't want change too much. And
Okay.
so it tries to avoid anything we might do that might risk what we already have.
Mm.
And this is the process of what we call loss aversion. And so what
Right.
happens in the brain is that when we have something that we want, our
Right.
unconscious are thinking, yeah, but to get that, you need to change. And look at all the things you might lose or negative things that might happen if you do change. So the
Right.
problem is we sabotage ourselves unconsciously. We do things to stop ourselves being successful because
Ah.
we're afraid that we might fail or we're afraid we might succeed. You see, if you
Ah.
succeed, it changes your world. Like, for instance, if you succeed and you're looking healthier and fitter, that's going to lead to differences and changes in your life, which maybe you're
That's
not ready
true.
for or you don't feel ready for. If you're
That's true.
speaking on public now, or if you change how you're representing yourself to the world, all of a sudden more people can see you. Therefore,
Mm.
more people can criticize you. And then
That's
you have to
true.
deal with that. If you decide that you want to be successful in business, great.
Right.
But when you're more successful in business, you'll have more responsibilities, more pressure. So your
True.
brain doesn't like anything that's a risk in this
Mm.
context. And it tries
Right.
to keep you doing the same thing as you've done before. So it will
Right. Right.
sabotage you by making it hard for you to change, by
Uh,
tempting you, by letting you start to be reverting back to old habits, old behaviors, saying, no, 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 don't worry, Owen, do this instead. It's fine. You're used to doing this. It probably won't work out anyway. Oh, just one more chocolate. It's fine. Look, don't go out there. You know, it will do things like that because it's trying to preserve the status quo. If you think about it
ah.
like this, Hing, it's like two governments that are
Right.
vying for power. You got the
True.
government who wants to change, and you
Yep.
got the government who wants to maintain the same.
Yep.
And the problem is that you're trying to look for change, but the government who want to maintain the way things are, they still have influence over the population of brain cells. And so
Ah.
they
Yes.
still
True.
have the ability to
True.
influence them to vote for, let's just stay the way we are. And so
Right.
every time you
Right.
want to make a big change in your life, you have to win an election. So
Mm.
that's the way I kind of like to think about it. You've got to win an
That's a good
election. Yeah.
metaphor. Very
So
good one.
yeah, because you're always making votes. Every time you engage in like a small behavior, every time you do something small, you're voting for the new behavior. Every time you sit on the couch and you eat chocolate, you're voting for the old behavior. And so the key is to vote for or create the opportunity or the conditions where more people vote for the good behavior versus the bad behavior.
Oh my God, that's beautiful metaphor, my friend.
Thanks, Steve. Again, I just came up with that right now when I was talking to you. You bring out. I was just gonna, of course. You bring out the best of me, Ing.
That's why I love talking to you. Nah, yang lainnya yang barusan join, Owen hanya bersama kita selama 40 menit karena setelah nanti 8.40 dia akan segera ada kegiatan lain. Nah, barusan dia merupakan sebuah metafor yang sangat brilian. Itu adalah perubahan itu seperti pemilihan. Jadi kalau Anda berusaha untuk setiap hari berubah kecil-kecil seperti voting kepada diri Anda yang baru. Ya kalau enggak, Anda voting kepada diri Anda yang lama, atau status quo tadi. Itu metafor yang sangat-sangat brilian. Now, Owen, so when you talk about self-sabotage, okay, how about environment? How about environment? Because sometimes we use environment as an excuse not to change because of, my family, my office, my boss, the customers,
sure.
The environment. So how do you see that in terms of not willing to change?
I personally think that the environment plays a huge part in determining whether or not a person changes. I think in the past times, we overestimate the power of motivation and underestimate the power of the environment. And so when you self-sabotage, a lot of times you do it by either because of the environment or using the environment. So you do it, like you mentioned, because of the environment, because this might make your family or friends or feel uncomfortable, or this might, mean that you have to move or any of those type of things. But also it impacts the environment as well. It negatively might impact your relationship with your family. If you become super successful, it might mean that you see your family less. So one of the things that we have to do is that in order to avoid self-sabotage, one of the things we have to do is we have to ask ourselves, what adjustments will I need to make in my environment to make this a long-term process? So how do I need to adjust the people I'm around, the time that I spend, and the location I'm in, and the infrastructure around me to make it conducive or to make it possible that it's easy for me to engage in the new habit or the new behavior. So if you, for instance, want to be able to become fitter, you need to make sure that you're, like when I did the marathon many years ago, I made sure that my running clothes were right next to the bed. So my shorts and my t-shirt and my runners, like when I was running in, they were next to the bed. So when I woke up, it was easy for me to put them on. If I have to go looking for those clothes, those extra few seconds actually will play a large part in whether or not I will do it. I'll go, I can't find anything. I'll get them later. Whereas where they're right there next to the bed, I got no choice. They're right there. They're between me and getting out of bed. So I have to put them on. And so when you organize your environment differently, it makes it easier for you to take the new behaviors or even think in a new way. Another thing I like to do is if you take, for example, eating, let's say you want to eat healthier. One of the things you could do is put a note on your fridge. And the note I like to use is put the note really with a question mark. And with that question, it's when I go to the fridge to eat again, literally my environment is saying, hey, Owen, check. Are you really hungry? Or do you absolutely, you know what I mean? Or are you just eating it because you're bored? And so it's when you make those changes in your environment, it serves to help you because you're organizing some of the conditions that you need in order to make the change, which I think is really, really powerful. And I think this is also one of the ways we overcome self-sabotage because we're checking in with what's really going on as opposed to, I just want to make a change. We need to look at, what's really going on behind that.
Right. Okay. Let me explain to the audience. Nah, kembali lagi yang barusan join, saya berusaha untuk tidak menjawab dulu berbagai pertanyaan kalau ada. Nanti setelah selesai, Owen, setelah 20 menit terakhir baru kita ngobrol-ngobrol bersama saya setelah Owen akhirnya juga akan pergi. Nah, karena itu saya manfaatkan dulu. Owen tadi barusan mengenai lingkungan. Kalau Anda keluh bagaimana lingkungan tidak mendukung Anda untuk berubah, tadi barusan tips yang sangat-sangat good. Coba usahakan kecil-kecil, melakukan perubahan di kecil-kecil dengan entah kata-kata, dengan meletakkan hal-hal yang ingin Anda rubah sedekat mungkin dengan tangan, indera Anda, sehingga Anda mudah meraih dan mudah melaksanakan perubahan apapun yang Anda mau. Now, Oh, and there's one very common excuses about making a change is that how soon can I change? Because some people they talk about different types of guru, different types of trainers, speakers, speaking about how long can you create a new habit? How long can you create a new change? So how do you take on that?
So I think,
You know.
yeah, I think a lot of people some people say 21 days, some people say 66 days, some people
Yeah.
say 50 days, 100 days. Personally, I actually think we need to change the question.
Uh-huh.
I think as long as you do that, think about what that assumes. If you ask the question, how long is this going to take?
Mm,
You're asking yourself the question, how hard is it going to be? So how long do I have to keep paying attention to it?
that's
And
a
I
good
think
question. Yeah.
a different question to ask instead is, what do I need to do to make this part of the way I naturally work? So how do I make this a natural part of my lifestyle? And so
Ah,
when we ask that
mm,
question instead, then
right.
we're less thinking, oh, I've done 21 days, now I can relax. And instead we're just making it part and parcel of what we do.
That's
When
true.
you started brushing your teeth, you didn't go, how many times do I have to brush my teeth in a row before it becomes a habit for me to brush the teeth?
Yep.
Instead, you were asking yourself, okay, so what am I doing today? And that was a necessary part of what you did. So when you go in,
Mm,
you build routines. And so it's how can you make it part of your routine? How can
right,
this
right,
new
right.
behavior,
Agree.
this new habit, this new emotion, this new thought, how can
Right,
this
right,
become part and parcel of what you do? And so
right,
I
right.
always try to get people into the habit of organizing their environment and their schedule so that it
Right.
fits in with
True.
both of them. Because if
I'm
it
on board.
fits in with your environment and your schedule, then you're no longer worried about how many days in order for it to become a habit because it's
That's true.
normally, naturally the way it works. So,
Totally
what I would
agree.
suggest is try to avoid that type of question. Whenever it
Right.
comes up, I say it depends because it does. With some, it might take a week. With some, it might take 3 weeks. With some, it might take 2 months. But if you could instead be asking, how can I organize my schedule so this is a
Mm,
normal part of it? And how can I
right,
organize my environment so this makes it easy?
right.
Then you're asking questions that are more conducive to making this a long-term behavior.
Nice, nice, nice ya. Jadi yang lain-lain yang sering bertanya seberapa lama saya bisa berubah, good answer dari Owen tadi adalah daripada nanya seberapa lama saya bisa berubah, lebih bagus bertanya apa yang bisa saya lakukan sehingga ini membuatnya jadi rutin setiap hari. Nah, saya juga mendorong, saya setuju banget karena dalam konsep yang akan saya terbitkan dalam buku baru saya juga berkata hal yang sama, ciptakan rutin. Jadi bukannya bertanya-tanya how long, jadi buatlah itu jadi rutin. Baru Anda bisa berubah gitu ya. Now, from those you say 7 tips. Now, from the time that is remaining, can you share just 1 or 2 that you think can you share very quickly in the time
Sure.
that remains? Yeah.
Well, one of them is urgentize. Make it count. So
Okay.
start straight away.
Okay.
One of the biggest mistakes people make is they keep delaying and and procrastinating and waiting and waiting and waiting. And
Right.
so one of the things we need to do is we need to make it so that we create an urgency around the changes we need to make, because otherwise
Mm,
a change is never urgent. If you don't make it urgent, it won't be urgent. And one of the things
right.
we know from psychology is that if you make something urgent, you're
Mm,
much more likely to engage in it. And
okay.
urgency creates action. What doesn't create action is a casual attitude, knowing that you've got all the time in the world. So
Yeah.
one of the things is to make sure that you create urgency for the
Uh-huh.
particular behavior.
Mm,
And when you do that, when you say that it has to be today, you have to start now. You can't keep
mm,
holding this off. If you spend the next, I can guarantee you, if you decide to spend a week before you change, you'll decide to spend a
right.
year before you change. Time goes by like that.
True.
And,
True.
and
True.
think about the lockdown. For those of you who were in lockdown, you got to a point where in lockdown you spend all of this time where everything was working, fine. You had lots of time in your hands, and still you didn't make the change that you needed. And so, what
Right.
does that mean? What that
That's
means
true.
is
That is
that
so true.
you didn't make it an urgent thing. And if you
Yeah.
want to make it urgent, you need to set the date for election of the new behavior. So you need to
Mm,
make sure that you have that date coming up. And you, like, if you turn around and you vote after the election, the person doesn't get in. So you have to think through, how can I make sure that I vote by this time specifically to make sure that I get it in? And we need to think more about making it urgent. And one of the other things, which isn't part of the 7, but it is something else that I mentioned, is the importance of identifying with the change. Make the change part of who you are. Make it part of the kind of person that you are, the qualities that you have, so that it's not like I'm exercising. It's I'm a fit person who exercises. I'm a healthy person who eats well. I am a confident person who talks positively to myself. So whatever the new skill is, it becomes an identity as opposed to just a behavior.
Nice. That's a 2. Nah, bagi yang barusan join juga 2 poin tadi yang barusan di-share sama Owen is really good. Nah, membuat perubahan itu sebagai sesuatu yang urgent banget, ya urgent. Jadi karena tadi Owen, I think Owen, you made a very good point. We have so much time in lockdown and still did nothing. Ya, jadi kita punya waktu begitu banyak dalam work from home, tapi still not so productive. Jadi sebenarnya itu bukti bahwa kita tidak membuat perubahan itu sebagai sesuatu yang urgent. Kita santai aja, seolah-olah kita punya waktu dan punya waktu, gitu ya. Jadi kalau memang mau berubah, ya cobalah tingkatkan dan buat segala sesuatu itu jadi lebih urgent, gitu ya. Nah, mudah-mudahan itu juga bisa menjadi poin yang dasar. Yang kedua tadi adalah membuat perubahan tadi menjadi bagian dari diri kita sendiri. Nah, bagian dari jati diri Anda. Jadi bukan Anda mau olahraga, tetapi Anda adalah seorang atlet yang memang senang dan mau berolahraga, gitu ya. Oh, and I still have some little time. One more point. One more point.
Sure.
One more point. You think you can share?
Yeah. So I suppose something else that's important is predicting ahead of time what might go wrong. So one of the biggest mistakes we tend to make is we tend to look around at, I'm going to make this change and everything will be fine. But instead, what you need to do is figure out what are all the potential hazards, the challenges, the obstacles, the nightmares that might stop you from making that change, that might get in your way. Because when you start to look at all the things that might go wrong and you prepare for them, now all of a sudden you can make that change and adapt to whatever goes on. Whereas most of us don't even think about all the things that might stop us. So if your environment isn't helping you to make the change, you need to know that when those negative things crop up in your environment, what are you going to do? For instance, if you want to stop smoking and you normally smoke at a smoke break with your work colleagues, when they invite you out to smoke, what are you going to say to them? You need to prepare ahead of time for the obstacles that might try to stop you from making that change, because then you're making it more permanent.
Right. So you have a quick tips on how to, because sometimes, again, this is regarding to those other than ourselves in the environment. So it's like another living being in our environment. Is there any kind of a quick tips on how to answer those people, who actually want to prevent us from changing? How to best respond to their rejections?
So I think there's a couple of things you can do. Number one thing you can do is you can try to win them over to the point that your relationship with them will improve as a result of you doing what you're doing. So if they're trying to sabotage, let's say, your healthier lifestyle, you find a way of going, when I'm healthy, I'm feeling great and I'm in much better form. And you make it so that they see, oh God, well, I hope Owen keeps making that change, because then we're going to have an even better time together. The other thing you can also do is you can make it so that you literally stand up to them and you say, look, this is really important to me and I care very much about you. I'm not looking to change anything to do with you or your relationship with me, but this is important to me. I need to make this change for myself. And I'm still the same Owen. It's just now I'm Owen who doesn't smoke, or Owen who exercises a lot, but it's still me. But I just want you to accept that, and I want you to support. The third thing you can actually do is ask for their help. So instead of them stopping you, you go, you're the person in my life that I listen to the most. If you could
Okay.
If you could support me on this, this would mean the world to me. So if you can do what you can to help me out on this, that would mean everything. And a lot of times the people like that, it'll actually turn their mind around from stopping you to now they're invested because it's part of them. You've literally got them on the campaign trail with you. So now they've changed political parties and now they're voting for you, the kind of new behavior you want.
That's true, that's true. Nah, ini suatu permainan yang bagus banget. Kalau misalnya ada yang mau cegah Anda mau berubah, katakan bahwa perubahan itu juga pasti akan benefit untuk mereka sendiri juga. Selain itu juga malah Anda bisa minta tips dari mereka untuk membantu Anda. Jadi bukannya melawan, malah mereka jadi berada di pihak Anda, gitu ya. Nah, bagi yang belum follow Owen, Owen 23, is it Owen?
Owen F23. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you look at the top of the Facebook Live, you'll
Yes.
see it there. Owen F23. I would love for you to follow me on Instagram, but also try to make it to the masterclass. It's going to be a really exciting, fun one, and the replay will be there as well. But it's on the psychology of changing your life, why people don't change, and how you can. And I'll be offering you lots of really great strategies. But Hing, thank you so much for letting me take time out. It's always a pleasure. You always find a way of getting some creative stuff out of me at the time. So today it's the
I love
election.
talking to you always, man. I always talk
Me
to you.
too.
Okay, so let's say goodbye to Owen because he has something to do. And good luck with everything you do today, Owen. Okay.
Thanks a lot, Hing.
We would love to have you back every time.
Brilliant, brilliant. I love to come back. I'll talk to you very soon. Thanks a lot,
Okay.
my friend.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Hing.
Bye-bye,
Take
Owen.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, now. Oke, sekarang Anda berhadapan dengan saya sendiri. Oke, saya sendiri di sini sudah. Kita akan ngobrol bersama. Tolong di-save. Oke. Boleh di-save supaya saya bisa tonton. Oke, kita lihat. Oke, kita akan lihat. Stay healthy. Ya. Owen itu seorang sahabat saya yang luar biasa dari Irlandia. Bagi yang bolak-balik seringkali ikut trainingnya dengan di Orlando, ada beberapa US, kadang-kadang Owen mampir, dan dia adalah salah satu pusat inspirasi saya juga. Sering bertukar karena saking dia mastery, dan itulah Anda tahu seseorang itu hebat. Walaupun sudah tinggi sekali ilmunya, masih banyak nanya, masih banyak saya sebutnya ya, minta input. Kami saling meng-coach satu sama lain, saling beri input satu sama lain. Dan dia adalah master trainer termuda. Ya kita bisa nanti mudah-mudahan ajak dia kembali lagi. Dan yang tadi belum ikut dia, saya sarankan itu master kelasnya free. Bahasa Inggris memang tidak ada yang saya terjemahin. Cuman kalau Anda juga bisa, yang penting pasif dengerinnya, not bad sih. Dia share tadi berapa poin tadi. Sudah lumayan kan poin untuk berubah diri tadi. Poin-poinnya juga exactly hal-hal yang juga sebetulnya simple stuff. Ya, buat rutin, tidak usah terlalu, bahkan tidak usah nanya lah seberapa lama saya baru bisa berubah lah. Ada orang tanya seberapa cepat berubah, nggak usah lah. So how to stop? Okay. Ini saya tadi akan kembali, saya scrolling dari awal dulu, tadi ada yang sudah join. Saya tahu tadi saya agak cuekin biar waktu lebih banyak untuk ngobrol sama dia gitu loh ya. Wow, sudah banyak banget yang nanya, saya lewatin ya. Oke, alright, kita lihat sama-sama. Ada yang nanya apa aja? Yo, saya tolong bantu jawab. Hai Mariko, hai, ada Mariko di sini. Tadi sudah, mudah-mudahan masih ada. Gitar mana? Hey, saya sudah lama nggak main gitar, udah lama. Aduh, udah lama. Alright, mana tadi yang mau nanya-nanya boleh. Oke. Alright, oke. Ada siapa lagi yang sudah join di sini? Kita karena memang masih menyangkut temanya bersama Owen tadi, psychology of change. Jadi kita akan ngobrol-ngobrol, melanjutkan tadi beberapa kalimat-kalimat Owen. Nah, sebenarnya kalau Anda lihat practicality, pemikiran Owen, ada pemikiran NLP sejati, membuat hal lebih simple, lebih praktikal, lebih membumi. So, okay, alright. Ada beberapa lagi. Mana tadi yang mau nanya lagi? I was curious why some people seems like never change. Bukan never change sebetulnya. Mereka mengira mereka tidak berubah, tapi sebetulnya mereka berubah, walaupun itu small. Nah, perubahan totalnya baru bisa dilihat dalam jangka panjang. Jadi sebenarnya semua orang berubah. Ada yang berubahnya itu adalah volunteer, ada yang dipaksa oleh lingkungan. Tetapi everybody change. Ya, dan perubahannya mungkin tidak kelihatan karena dirinya sendiri dan kita yang hidup dekat dengan mereka. Seringkali otak kita itu gagal mendeteksi perubahan yang kecil soalnya. Yang hanya akan terlihat kalau sudah sekian tahun, mungkin 5 tahun, 10 tahun baru terlihat ternyata orang juga berubah. Tetapi small. Dan yang biasanya bisa melihat perubahan adalah orang yang jarang bersama kita soalnya. So we do change, oke? Okay? Ini untuk Indira ya. Siapa lagi itu sudah follow semuanya. Oke, good. Follow dia aja, free loh. Hari Kamis, kalau nggak salah Jumat dini hari ya. Ya kalau Anda bisa ikut. Kalau nggak setelah Anda daftar pun Anda bisa dapat nonton replaynya itu. It's free. Oke, terus sorry, what was that? Self sabotage or self sabotage? Mensabotase perubahan diri sendiri. Karena seringkali yang kita lakukan sebetulnya adalah mencari terlalu banyak alasan supaya kita tidak berubah. Jadi kita bukannya ingin mendukung diri sendiri, malah terlalu banyak alasan, terlalu banyak excuse. Itu termasuk self sabotage. Oke? Alright. Looking forward to the master class. Oke, good. Daftar. Oke, follow dia. Saya sarankan follow dia. You will not regret. Podcastnya sudah dengar belum? Excellent, gitu loh podcastnya itu. Dia adalah master trainer dunia. Saya selalu kalau diskusi sama dia, saya dapat hal baru, dia dapat hal baru. Itulah kami berdua. So amazing guy, a really fun guy, sangat kreatif, sangat komunikatif, dan brilliant guy. Oke, start small. What's your Instagram username? Owen23, cari Owen23. Oke. Kalau nggak ketik nama Owen Fitzpatrick. Oke, Owen23. Oke, Owen F23. Sorry. Terima kasih untuk Enrica, Owen F. Dia punya podcast, betul. Podcastnya sudah ratusan itu podcastnya. Amazing. Follow dia aja. Dia punya Facebook. Dan kemarin yang sudah ikut webinarnya udah tahu. Dia adalah pembuat film dan juga aktor pemenang award di film. So, kelihatan dia simple, orangnya juga simple, sederhana banget. Itu award winner untuk film, pembuat film loh. Film singkat. Dia membuat film singkat, film-film pendek. So, again, really love that questions. Okay, ya. Itu salah satu tipsnya. Di stiker-stiker di kulkas misalnya. Karena kulkas itu adalah kulkas sebetulnya adalah tempat di mana kita bukan lapar sih, tapi ngecek apakah saya lapar. Gitu. Karena kulkas itu sebenarnya bukan tempat makanan, tetapi tempat untuk menguji saya lapar nggak ya. Karena sebetulnya Anda menyamperi kulkas itu nggak lapar. Setelah buka kulkas baru nanya, saya lapar nggak ya? Makanya ada stiker di depan. Really? Gitu ya. It's a good one. Oke, ada yang telat. Please save. Oke. Kalau Anda masih mau saya simpan. Oke, good. Tolong di save. Oke. Thank you. Boleh di save IG-nya supaya bisa tonton. Oke, thank you Owen. Dia tadi sudah permisi. Dia kemarin waktu saya mau ngobrol sama dia, yuk pasti saya lagi live. Setelah jam 8 saya ada waktu. Yo. Dia bilang, tapi saya cuma sampai sekian menit. Ya udah. Oke, thank you for sharing. One question, what is your self-talk about changes? Especially facing self-doubt on change. Yuri, tough question. Kalau saya mau berubah, apa ya? Ngobrol dengan diri saya mengenai ini. Saya akan lebih banyak akan ngomong begini. Tinggal belajar aja. Apa yang perlu saya pelajari? Itu aja. Jadi bukan waktu. Yang saya akan nanya pertama kalau saya ragu adalah apa yang perlu saya pelajari, itu aja. Sumber daya apa yang saya butuh. Udah gitu doang saya nanya. Kalau setiap kali saya ingin berubah, yang saya cek ke diri sendiri adalah apa yang perlu saya pelajari. Apa yang perlu, sumber daya yang perlu saya adakan. Titik, itu aja. Nah, kesannya kita terlalu tanya, susah nggak? Lama nggak? Berat nggak? Pertanyaan yang salah itu. Oke, itu mudah-mudahan menjawab pertanyaannya. Yuri, alright. Oke, takut berubah karena ketakutan masa depan supaya mengurangi ketakutan. Masa depan emang ngapain? Mengerikan. Kenapa takut akan masa depan? Anda dan saya itu harusnya takut masa lalu. Masa depan itu indah, masa depan itu belum terjadi, tidak menakutkan. Masa depan itu sedang menunggu kita menuju ke sana dengan banyak sekali keindahannya. Kita takut mirip masa lalu, udah kok takut masa depan lagi. Belum terjadi masa depan. Emang ada apa masa depan? Mengerikan? Udah terjadi? Iya kan belum. Yang kita perlu takutkan itu adalah mengulangi masa lalu. Udah, masa depan mah nggak perlu ditakuti, gitu loh. Belum terjadi. Tipsnya tadi saya bilang, apa yang perlu saya pelajari? Udah itu aja. Kalau sudah punya cita-cita, sudah punya goal, tanya, yang perlu saya pelajari apa? Udah. Karena otak manusia punya satu keistimewaan, semua yang ada di sini. Keistimewaannya adalah kita bisa belajar apapun yang kita mau. Tinggal Anda saja yang mau apa enggak. Udah. Dan terutama saya sampaikan, mau capek, mau sisihkan waktu, uang, tenaga. Itu dong. Kalau Anda sudah mau, segala sesuatunya biasanya fall into place. Puzzle-puzzlenya mulai kelihatan. Kalau belum apa-apa udah nggak mau, susah, nggak mungkin. Itu tadi self-sabotage tadi. Cari aja alasan supaya nggak mungkin, nggak bisa, kayak gitu. Bagaimana caranya encourage seseorang untuk berubah, untuk dari kerjaan dia? Instagram handle-nya namanya juga lucu-lucu. uh, Encourage orang untuk berubah sebetulnya adalah dengan Anda sendiri sudah berubah apa enggak, Anda sendiri membawa hasil dari perubahan atau enggak. Karena kalau Anda mendorong seseorang berubah, orang pertama akan lihat dulu, emang lu udah berubah? Kayak gitu. Kadang-kadang orang melihat ingin buktinya dulu, emang lu udah ada hasil dari perubahan lo? Karena sangat lucu kalau Anda ingin mendorong seseorang berubah, Anda sendiri tidak berubah gitu loh. Jadi cara mendorong pertama adalah Anda menunjukkan hasil perubahan Anda. Bila perlu hasil perubahan Anda sendiri bikin orang lain ngiri. Gila loh, setelah dia berubah, dia sekarang hidupnya kayak begini loh, gila, karirnya sukses, dia tambah langsing setelah dia begini, begitu. Orang lebih banyak akan lebih mudah mengikuti contoh dibanding omongan, gitu. Oke, mudah-mudahan nyanyi bareng. Oke, mudah-mudahan bisa dirangkum. Ya tadi saya sudah kasih beberapa tips kecil-kecil, oke? Coach, how to make the transition dari storytelling kepada produk yang kita mau jual? Storytelling itu lebih banyak kalau ini lagi skill metafor. PR-nya gini, setiap produk beda-beda. Jadi saran saya adalah kalau Anda sudah punya produk, Anda sendiri cari metafornya dan lebih bagus cari cerita sukses customer yang sudah beli. Itu lebih bagus. Nah, cerita 2-3 customer, tetapi tanpa menyinggung bahwa kewajiban mereka harus beli. Itu saya keluar sebentar, itu malah tips selling gitu. Sedangkan kalau metafor storytelling, dalam hal metafor sehubungan dengan isomorphic itu yang dongeng-dongengan, itu Anda harus cari sendiri, harus rajin-rajin kumpulin cerita, dongeng, dan lain-lain. Gitu. Ya, kalau mau daftar tadi, langsung aja ke Owen F23 tadi. Oke, podcastnya awesome, baik. Saya apa Owen? Dua-duanya awesome sih. Dua-duanya awesome. Oke. Alright. Oke. Ini oke. Masa depan pasti. Emang iya. Yang suram masa lalu udah biarin berlalu udah. Masa lalu udah gelap udah. Justru banyak waktu tidak berarti how we used to be. Karena Anda dan saya itu tidak ada urgensi. Kita used to biasanya itu hanya ya udahlah masih banyak waktu lah, gitulah. Sehingga akhirnya work from home. Makanya ada kata-kata bijak. Kalau setelah work from home, ada tidak tambah pintar, tidak tambah skill, tidak tambah ilmu, bahkan tidak maju karir pun, jangan lagi excuse, nggak ada waktu. Udah, itu aja udah. Siapa yang tulis orang, pebisnis siapa tuh dia tulis tuh. Kalau sejak work from home, Anda tidak tambah pintar, tidak tambah ilmu, tidak tambah sukses, berarti Anda tidak usah lagi kasih alasan tidak ada waktu belajar dan lain-lain. Sebab Anda punya begitu waktu banyak banget. Oke? Alright, oke. Tipsnya supaya konsisten tiap hari. Jadikan itu rutin. Nah, beberapa minggu lagi nanti akan ada pengumuman untuk 1-minute action. Nah, itu menjawab pertanyaan banyak sehubungan. Tadi sih beberapa Owen kasih tips termasuk membuat segala sesuatu jadi rutinitas. That's salah satu core inti dari 1-minute action. Ya, jadi bukan sibuk ingin hasil yang amazing, tetapi sibuk create rutinitas. Itu kunci dari konsistensi. Kunci dari konsistensi adalah menciptakan rutinitas, ritual kecil. Itu kuncinya. Gitu ya. Tidak usah besar-besar dulu, kecil-kecil dulu. Kecil-kecil aja. That's the key. Ya, saya baca buku Bapak sangat bermanfaat. Ya, buku 1-minute action belum. Ini ya, tunggu. Buku 1-minute kapan? Ya, udah tunggu. Tunggu. Alright, oke. Nah, saya tidak akan terlalu. Kalau ada masih pertanyaan sehubungan dengan change, go ahead. Karena saya basisnya memang NLP banget. Jadi jawaban saya juga banyak menyangkut NLP dan juga emotion dari sisi ke intelligence, dan saya sering menggunakan namanya akal sehat. Jadi sebenarnya berubah juga tidak perlu sulit-sulit amat. Yang penting pakai ini aja. Nggak terlalu dipersulit lah mau berubah gitu loh. Kenapa kamu suka senyum? Ya gimana sih kok ya nggak apa-apa, daripada bete senyum aja. Ya senyum lebih enak kok. Ada penasaran berbulan-bulan. Iya sih, nice ha. Ini yang suka gagal. Ya, gagal kenapa disukai? Gagal. Suka itu, suka makan boleh, suka traveling boleh, suka nonton boleh. Kok gagal, kok suka? Bahasanya ganti dulu. Ingat nama tengah, NLP, linguistik. Suka gagal gimana? Aku tuh suka gagal. Doyan. Kalau bilang suka, kok suka? Jangan suka dong, gitu. Ya. Oke, nah buku, oke, penasaran berbulan-bulan. Jadi sorry banget, ya. Saya sudah mau nekat sebelum itu, tapi ya saya tahan dulu. Ya mungkin juga strategi marketing, who knows? Oke, who knows? Alright, oke. Terlalu suka makan, ya boleh. Daripada suka gagal, oke. Daripada suka gagal, suka makan boleh, suka makan. Daripada suka gagal. Alright. Nah, Nah, tadi dia dia punya 7 tips tadi perubahan. Nah, saya sedikit backtracking tuh sama yang baru join, kalau saya bahas dari sisi bahasa Indonesia aja. Beberapa poin-poin yang sangat-sangat bagus dari punya dia tadi adalah termasuk membuat perubahan yang very very small gitu ya. Dan ini juga yang saya lakukan. Jadi jangan pernah bagi yang ingin berolahraga, jangan pernah ingin langsung bisa treadmill 30 menit. Forget it. Ya, lebih bagus naik treadmill 5 menit aja cukup. Ya, kalau Anda hari ini tidak feel like it, ya sudah 2 menit. Yang penting jadikan itu rutinitas. That's the key. Ya kan, setelah Anda jadikan rutinitas, nanti akan ada kepercayaan diri, bahkan motivasi untuk nambah jadi 10 menit. Itu yang saya lakukan, sehingga akhirnya jadi konsisten. Kesalahan kita adalah terlalu make it so big, sehingga otak kita begitu lihat juga, oh my God, kayaknya nggak bisa deh, percuma deh, dan lain-lain. Gitu ya. Alright, oke. Apalagi coba lihat terus makan. Oke. Jangan dulu masuk video karena sebentar lagi sudah akan berakhir. Dan saya juga sorry banget, saya lupa cas baterai ini. Oke, baru punya impian lagi, biasanya ikutin arus aja. Punya impian dong gitu loh. Termasuk nonton live perubahan. Thank you so much. Follow terus. Ini karena era-era Covid saya jadi sering live. Oke, era-era Covid saya jadi sering bawa teman-teman saya kayak Owen dan sejenisnya untuk yuk live ke Indonesia yuk gitu. Kapan ada kelas online NLP untuk pemula? Nah, itu sudah sering ditanyakan. Master kelas aja Anda ikuti, karena kalau kelas praktisi NLP saya akan lakukan offline. Saya lebih percaya dengan energi saat Anda bersentuhan dan bertemu langsung dengan sang manusianya. Jadi Anda akan ketemu saya di kelas langsung, kita langsung ketemu, kita salaman, Anda ketawa-tertawa bersama saya dengan peserta-peserta lain yang energinya amazing. Ya lebih bagus Anda bertemu langsung gitu loh ya, live gitu lah ya, daripada cuma sekedar virtual ya. Jadi saya, kalau ada yang bertanya online mengenai NLP khususnya praktisi, ada teman-teman saya yang melakukannya, I don't do it. Apakah nanti mungkin, I don't know, tetapi saya tidak pernah ingin melakukan ini secara online, karena saya percaya NLP itu must be up close and personal gitu ya. Itu saya gitu loh, itu saya aja. Oke, alright, oke. Tolong kasih motivasi buat IRT. Oke, alright, oke. Thanks ya untuk pencerahannya. You're welcome. Live Instagram jadi rutinitas, ya mungkin kita ada kelas ya, tuh ada nanti saya tahu. Oke, Kaing positif banget, love to hear you, thank you so much. Ibu rumah tangga biasanya virtual, enggak juga, bapak rumah tangga juga iya. jangan pakai kelompok dong. Bapak rumah tangga juga iya, offline buat di Medan dong. Ada undangan itu. Di sini ada NLP Indonesia tuh, follow. Nah, bagi yang langsung aja ada Instagram handle-nya NLP Indonesia, follow. Itu adalah timnya saya, biar dapat update informasi juga mengenai jadwal. Nanti kita ada jadwal praktisi yang resmi, sertifikasi Dr. Bandler yang tanda tangan ya. Dan itu kelas 7 hari by the way. Dan kalau Anda pikir kelas cuma setengah jam, nah 7 hari. Makanya kalau Anda ingin berubah, that is serious change, oke? Investasi waktu, uang, tenaga Anda, dan juga semua pikiran dan tenaga Anda berada di situ. 7 days. Kalau Anda mau ketemu saya, itu serius change. Offline di Surabaya. Alright, oke. Salam hormat juga. Selalu happy dengar. Thank you so much. Tips dan trik supaya tidak underestimate diri kita sendiri atau lebih percaya diri. Saya langsung aja kasih begini aja. Bagaimana caranya tidak underestimate diri sendiri? Saya langsung kasih satu kalimat untuk Anda. Perhatikan baik-baik. Orang yang meng-underestimate diri sendiri itu sebenarnya seolah-olah dia join para haters untuk meremehkan diri sendiri. Is that help? Jadi saya mau Anda bayangkan, rela nggak Anda join para haters Anda untuk menghujat diri sendiri itu? Why? Kan gitu. Kalau Anda remehkan diri sendiri, bedanya apa dengan para haters? Bedanya apa dengan mereka yang meremehkan Anda itu? So, itu kalimatnya yang saya bisa kasih kepada Anda. Next time Anda meremehkan diri sendiri, bayangkan seolah-olah Anda join para haters untuk malah meremehkan Anda, merendahkan Anda itu. Nah, itu bayangannya seperti itu. Mudah-mudahan bisa memencut pertanyaannya tadi. Ya, 7 hari, ayo ke Medan. Boleh, ada tuh. Hubungi NLP Indonesia. Bagaimana rilis mood negatif? Mood negatif. Oke. Tips and trik supaya tidak rilis mood negatif. Mood negatif itu tidak datang sendiri. Orang sering kira mood itu datang sendiri. Mood itu secara Anda tidak sadari, Anda create perputarannya di dalam diri. Dengan berbagai pemikiran, dialog di dalam diri, cara Anda duduk, cara Anda berdiri, cara Anda move. Dan itu semua yang akhirnya membuat moodnya stay. Nah, salah satu cara jadi nggak usah membayangkan bagaimana merilis, tapi adalah bagaimana Anda sendiri selalu dalam good mood. Lebih bagus pertanyaannya seperti itu gitu loh. Nah, jadi kalau bagaimana merilis, berarti seolah-olah dia trap di dalam kita gitu loh. Kalau Anda bilang bagaimana membebaskan, berarti dia terpenjara dalam diri kita gitu. Why? Ya kan lebih bagus adalah bagaimana supaya I'm always staying most of the time in a very very good mood. Ya, karena nantinya kalau Anda sekali-sekali beberapa detik dan beberapa menit Anda sebut bad mood, tidak signifikan kan? Karena badan Anda ini sudah terlalu terbiasa dengan good mood. Bad mood seolah-olah tidak on the right place. Saya mau Anda bayangkan kimia badan Anda ini pada saat mau bad, tapi seluruh sistem di badan Anda bilang sorry. Kayaknya lu di tempat yang salah deh. Ini badan yang punya ini good mood loh. Ya, jadi kalau kan pernah nggak sih orang-orang yang Anda sebut happy berada dalam bad mood? Of course. Tapi tidak lama karena semua sistem di badannya ini akan reject, mengatakan bahwa sorry, kamu di badan yang salah ini. Ini adalah bukan kita banget. Jadi daripada sibuk berusaha membebaskan bad mood dari dalam diri, kenapa tidak bikin a lot of good mood in a day? Sehingga nantinya begitu ada bad mood, seluruh sistem Anda akan get rid of it. Bahwa sorry, kamu di sistem yang salah ini. This is not the right body for you. Get out, gitu loh, get out. Oke. Alright. Oke. Bagaimana mengatasi sugesti diri sendiri kita sering bingung tentang tujuan hidup? Emotion is created by emotion, kata Tony Robbins. Yes, of course, can. Kita masa lelah tapi belum goal. Sarannya adalah lelah, istirahat. Udah. Ada yang bilang saya capek nih Pak, istirahat. Kan baik-baik, saya terpaksa akan off. Saya akan simpan di live, by the way. Saya akan simpan di live aja. Saya terpaksa akan off dulu karena semuanya mudah-mudahan yang belum terjawab. Sorry, saya akan save ini di IGTV dan kita akan ketemu di live berikutnya dan di kesempatan berikutnya. Bye-bye semuanya ya. Bye-bye ya. Bye-bye. Karena tempat saya sudah low ini. Thank you. Bye-bye semuanya. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Kita jumpa lagi ya. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.